just have to laugh because we both saw it at the same time.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. It's the rant. Here we are.
Yeah, and this is how we start everyone. Just like,
Yeah. Like here we are.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the rant. Hello, friends. Circle round, grab your beverage, get your fingers free and limber for all of those comments that are going to come. We welcome you. So, of course, this is my good friend, Dr. Johnathan Zenz, Senior Minister of Unity of Tucson, and so much more.
And this is my good friend, Reverend Steph St. Amand, just known as Saint Steph.
Yeah, hello.
And I'm Dr. Jay-Z.
Dr. Jay-Z and the Saint in the house.
Right. Yeah. I feel like I could even do this. Let's see.
Yes. So this is the rant, and the rant is Radically Affirmative New Thought. We know life happens, and there is this beautiful gift called the infinite intelligence that we get to tap into, tune into, and remember we are it.
Well, like I say, in my mission statement, part of my mission statement is to remember who you are.
Remember who you are.
Remember who you are.
Yeah, and that's why we rant. And we're going to rant until everyone on earth discovers who they are. We're just going to keep ranting. Just keep ranting. Yes. So we've got some folks watching already. Hey, Jerry. Good.
Hi, Jerry. Good morning.
And Beryl. Hello.
Beryl. Yay, Beryl.
Hello.
And yay, Jerry. And yay, Andy.
And Andy's here. Hello. Oh, here we go. Anita is here.
Yes.
We can start the rant now.
Yes.
So today, so my mom a couple weeks ago was like, can you guys rant on what it means to be unconditionally faithful? Like what's unconditional faith? Because Steph talks about unconditional faith a lot. And so of course we're gonna talk about what it means to be unconditional in our faith. And wow, what a topic. It's
a good one. We were talking just before we went live about this notion of unconditional. So I think the thing, Steph, why don't you give us the definition of unconditional? Because you looked it up.
Oh, wow.
The funny thing that happened, she looks up unconditional, and the definition for unconditional that she found was basically without conditions.
Yep. Not subject to any condition.
Yeah.
Not subject to any condition. And so Johnathan was like, well, go look up condition then.
Yeah, because I was taught in grade school, like you don't use the same word in the defining of a word.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't understand the word conditional, then all the reconditional, unconditional, inconditional, like preconditional, what does that even mean? So what is a condition? Well, a condition is the state of something with regard to its appearance, quality, or working order, or the circumstances affecting the way in which people live or work, especially with regard to their safety or well-being. And so that one definitely has a little bit of more resonance with what it is we're talking about when we're talking about unconditional faith, because and you said something brilliant before we got on about the purpose of being a practitioner.
Well,
and that
New Thought's purpose ultimately is to shift our thinking from the idea that conditions have dominion over us to remembering who we are and that we are the creators of our conditions. Therefore, we have dominion over our conditions. So the desire ultimately is that we be unconditional.
Yes. We get to be that. Yes.
Right. We get to decide how our lives are unfolding.
Just reminded me the song from Pinocchio. I have no strings
to hold me
to hold me down,
to make me laugh, to make me frown.
Right?
I don't want to get into a copyright violation.
Yeah, just less than 4 bars. We're good.
Okay.
But so we have no strings to live unconditionally. So in unconditional faith, if I speak the word knowing, knowing that it is already so, I'm speaking the word from that place that of awareness. I already know my good is here, because
Yeah.
that's what we learn, that we
Mhm.
speak as if it's already present, because it is.
Yes,
And
yes.
then to not say, okay, God, I know I just did a prayer for a new car, but it has to be red, it has to smell like leather, and it has to, go to 0 and 60 in 3.7 seconds. We put strings on things.
Mhm.
And so to live from that place of unconditional faith means that I walk away from the treatment I have just placed in the power and the presence of infinite mind. I don't need to do anything more. Like Emma Curtis Hopkins says, right? I need to do nothing more to bring about my good. It is all, my good is already with me. And
Yes.
so unconditional, you were talking again about unconditional love. It's Pride Month. And of course, we talk about, yes, unapologetically. What is it? Unapologetically.
Unapologetically inclusive.
Yes.
Yes. But we're probably going to change this because and I'll tell you why. I've had some discussions about this, because this kind of was kind of put forth by Unity Worldwide Ministries. They started saying, they put up all these graphics of unapologetically inclusive. I started thinking, I was like, well, that assumes we had something to apologize for to begin with.
Ooh, snap.
And so I think that I want to change it to say unconditionally inclusive. Like there's no condition that would invite us to not be inclusive. You are always welcome to sit at my table.
Yes, unconditionally inclusive. Wow. That's a huge endeavor for sure.
So now I have to get all these shirts remade. We sell these in our store here. Just have to get them remade.
Yes. Oh, Michelle's here. Good morning, beautiful ranter.
Hey,
Good morning,
Michelle.
Michelle. Hello. Beth is here. I'm here.
Beth.
Happy Friday. Love the
Hi.
rant. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Audrey, please keep
Hi,
the
Audrey.
colorful circles on the shirt. Yeah.
Oh, we will.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
love those for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm the community leader of One Love Awakening. So unconditional love and radical self-acceptance, right? That's our mission. And so to be unconditionally loving means I love you even though you stepped on
There's
my
no
toe.
even though. There's no even though.
Well, yes.
It's just I love you.
Yes. And the human condition is a lot of us trying to remember to be loving and kind as we move through the day, right? Oops, put that back on. Right? So from a practicality standpoint of walking the walk, it's returning, it's remembering, it's reviving all of that unconditional promise. I like that if the divine is unconditionally loving and present for us because it is for everyone, then I am that too. So I am unconditionally loving. And then the ego is like, but that person just cut you off.
Right.
This person just stole the last Timbit. There's a Canadian reference for y'all.
I know. I was like, sounds like you're from Canada. And I know what a Timbit is, which many people may not if you're not in Canada. You just totally threw me with that. No, I know what I was going to say. So last week in my Sunday message, I talked about the nature of love, right? And I said, our part of our work is to love everyone. Part of our work is to love everyone. That is, it's up to us to love everyone unconditionally. It doesn't mean that you become a doormat for bad behavior.
That's right.
It does not mean that you do that you have to subjugate yourself to others. So
because I can not love, loving.
Right. So I can love, but I don't have to like you. That's a radical thought.
Yeah.
But there are people that I have had to let go of in my life because they are, and ultimately, usually what's coming up for me is the only reason that I might be in that frame of mind of not liking, even though I love, is because I am being met with someone who is rooted in some other idea that is conditional. Yeah.
Well, and that's just it. I am loving presence no matter where I am and what I'm doing. I am loving presence wherever I go.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that I am putting myself in situations that challenge that belief.
Mm-hmm.
Letting go of people is sometimes the most loving, the unconditionally loving thing you can do for yourself. Right.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we talk a lot about being unconditionally loving to outwards. Remember to love your neighbors, but we often forget that also includes us. It
Mm-hmm.
includes being unconditionally loving of ourselves and making sure
Yeah.
that we are surrounded with people that light us up, spark us up, and resonate and elevate that loving
Yes.
presence.
That makes me think about one of those phrases from one of my favorite mystic thinkers, RuPaul, who ends every single one of her broadcasts by saying, how the hell are you going to love someone else? If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anyone else?
Yeah.
Can I get an amen?
Amen. Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
You have to be, and I mean, this is my life story, right? You have to learn how to love yourself. I was a jerk when I was in my own stuff. I was manipulative. Oh my goodness. In my 20s could throw a temper tantrum like nobody's business. But I didn't like myself. I didn't enjoy my own company. It was horrible. I could not be in my own presence. And it wasn't until I started working on that I began to see how I haven't been loving to other people, even though I thought I was saying I love you, doesn't mean I was being loving. And
Right.
so, being able to love yourself when you fall down, get up, dust yourself off. That's powerful love right there.
Being able to love yourself and mean it.
And mean it. Yes. Yeah.
Opens us to the capacity of being able to love others and mean it.
Love others and mean it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say into the community a lot, it's so easy to love you because I'm affirming that for everybody, right? We want to affirm what we want to see in the world. So instead of looking at the condition of whatever it is, the hostility that's going around, it's so easy to love you. It's so easy to love you. You are magnificent. I know that you're the divine in my presence, and it is so easy to love you. And so the more I can affirm that, the more I see it in my world, right? And such a blessing to be in a spiritual community that, sees it the same kind of way. So that, because it's just easier. It's easier to love people unconditionally when they're walking the path with you.
Of course it is.
Yeah. And then,
so let me ask you then this: how do we take the step into loving those who may not be walking the same path? How do we do that?
Well, for me, I turn them into my greatest teacher.
Okay.
Right. So if there's someone in front of me that it doesn't seem, it's hard to love them. Right. I'm looking at a condition. I'm looking at a personality and not not the source of the same thing that I am, the light that is within them. And so what is in this person that is before me, that is for me. Right. And I've had some tough things. Maybe I should share my little baby bluebird.
Yes, but so yes, I want you to share your little baby bluebird, but you touch on something that I say all the time, and that is we need to let go of defining people by their behavior.
Yes.
The truth of a person is not rooted in their behavior. Their behavior may contradict the truth of their being. And that is why then I can take the leap of saying, I can love you. I can love the truth of you. I don't like your behavior.
Yeah.
That's the part that I don't like, and we are all empowered to step ourselves into the expression of love and let our behavior be rooted in that loving presence. Anyway,
Yeah.
you were going to talk about your little baby bluebirds.
Well, then that just reminded me of, I think it's Marianne Williamson. There's only two things, love or fear. So if it's not love, it's fear. So if someone is coming towards me or at me in such a way that I get to have a new opportunity to learn how to be more loving unconditionally, right? I know that it's fear. There's something this person is experiencing that is being held in them. And so how do we crack that open? How do we engage in that? And I remember, like, it was probably 5 or 6 years ago now, I discovered this little baby bluebird in my life. And what that means is I was struggling with there was two male energies in my life, and they were coming at me at the same time in two different communities, it was fascinating. And I was like, wait, I'm the one who's aware of their behavior. They're not aware of their behavior yet. I'm the one that's aware. I'm the one that's aware of the power I wield, because I know who I used to be and I know how far I've come. So in my awareness, I know that I am a conscious, loving presence. And so I visualized one at a time, them as a little baby bluebird in the palm of my hand, because in my awareness is my power. Awareness, your self-awareness is your power. And I could easily just close my hand and cause harm to this little soul who is not aware that they aren't being loving presence. Or in my awareness and in my power, I can take this little baby bluebird and love it and feed it and make sure that it becomes aware that it has wings.
Oh, oh gosh, that's so beautiful. And you make me think about those studies that have been done around addiction. And this is, that there are studies that have been done that have suggested that addiction is the result of people who are feeling a lack of connection. And that the best antidote to addictive behaviors is to invite people into feeling connected. That's why I always say I want us to be more involved with cooperation rather than competition. I'm not a big competition person. Let us cooperate and let's lift each other up and let's find the connectivity, that is inherently part of who we desire to be.
Yeah. Here we go. You got that one? What about when their behavior triggers you to the degree that you can't be so magnanimous, objective, and loving?
So I have one initial thought first. Your trigger is not their responsibility.
That's right. I love, they might have triggered you. They didn't install the button.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that begins the journey of self-exploration. What is it that is within me that has allowed this to have such a significant emotional response? That's the journey to go on, to not make it about their behavior, but about what is my responsibility, what is my ability to respond in this situation in a different way. But that's all about the self-work. Because I cannot define them based on their behavior.
Yes.
That's part of my work.
Well, and because I was just saying to someone yesterday, the thing that triggered you in that moment is not the original thing. So it's not that person who's triggered you. It's their behavior. And where did that behavior first show up in your life? That's where you want to dig out the roots and explore a little bit. Why am I triggered? What is this for me? How is this for me to learn, to grow, to evolve, to expand, and to become more aware or remember who I am? Yes.
So there's a follow-up. I agree. And it can still be too much for us to be able to respond the way Steph just described.
Yeah.
You know what? I agree. Trust me, I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
And Anita, you're not going to like the answer, but that's the work.
That is
when I talk about the work that we do in this philosophy, that's part of the work, and it's not about here's the thing. If we are if we are actively working to make someone else wrong to support our point of view, then we are probably not actually doing self-reflection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
yeah, whatever we can do to get back to love, whatever we can do to get back to seeing the divine in the situation, in the human being, in the experience.
This is a follow-up to what you were just saying a minute ago. And has this happened to me, for me? It's a great question to always ask.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And thankfully I'm not triggered as much as I once was. But when they happen, it's like, oh, something new to discover about myself. How joyful.
Yeah.
How joyful that I get to discover something new about myself today and make the work joy. I know, we get stuck in the kumbaya, spirituality is supposed to be loving and joyful and happy and all that stuff. But you know what? My spirituality has looked like a knife and a fork and bruises and war torn. And every morsel of it has brought me more joy, more love, more acceptance, more tolerance, all of that good stuff. So don't be afraid to chew on something, because divine is in the sticky and in the sweet. It is all God. It is all God. We give it meaning. We give everything meaning, even the trigger. Right?
You also just touched on something that I get a question about a lot. And because a lot of people will look at the sticky and the sweet and they'll say, oh, well, the sticky, that can't be part of God. I'm like, well, it is. And the minute you try to disassociate it, like you say, though that's not part of God, well, now you have created a consciousness of separation. Separation is the only thing that leads to discord. I talked a lot about it. I'm just repeating my message from last Sunday. Discord is caused by a consciousness of separation. And so the minute we think that something is separate from, then we're in a state of dualistic thinking. God expresses in polarity, right? So for everything that's over here, there is a reflective aspect over here that looks like the opposite, but it's still all part of the infinite wholeness. And that's how I differentiate between duality and polarity. We live in an expression of polarity, right?
Yeah.
And part of the question then becomes, what pole are you being attracted to? Because if you look at love and fear, like you just mentioned before, those could be considered poles. If you're not in love, you're in fear.
Yeah.
Which pole are you allowing yourself to be attracted to?
Which pole do you want to run your flag up?
Yeah.
Your pride flag.
Yes.
Hey, for me, I have the ability to love someone way the heck over there.
Yes, I sometimes pray for people's highest and furthest.
Yeah, Reverend in hockey, one of my teachers in ministerial, she taught me that in year 1. I love you to your furthest degree.
Yes.
Right? It doesn't mean I have to keep you in my life and keep working on you, because I can't work on you. I can't wake you up. I can only wake myself up. Yeah. So absolutely, if you need to love them from over there, absolutely do that. Choose yourself in those moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here's William always gets me on this. Just because it's work doesn't mean we can't choose for it to be fun. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
And I do differentiate between toil and joyful work. Like we can let the work be joyful. It doesn't need to be toil. It does not need to be toil. I'm done with toil and torment in my life.
Yeah. Well, Ernest Holmes, wasn't it like page 1 of the book? We've learned all we can from suffering.
Right?
We've learned what we can. And I know that is a sacred truth in my life. I have learned all I need to know about suffering. Yeah. I've experienced it thoroughly, and I've unpacked So much of it. I just got little breadcrumbs over here every now and then. But that's the joyful work. You know, getting through the buffet of all this stuff you no longer need, and then realizing that everything behind that is the buffet, the all you can eat divine source and substance coming at us like a faucet just turned on and the knob broken off. Let's get the good, because the good is for us.
Always.
Andy. I'm so loving all of this. Yes, we do love a good rant.
We do. Yes. We talked about this idea years ago, and I'm grateful that we finally are committing to it.
Which reminds me, we should tell them that you and I last Friday, we decided we're going to do this every Friday now.
Yep. Yeah. So
every
not
Friday, we're going to hang.
So some of you may have heard in the past that would be the first Friday of the month. Well, no, we're going to do it every single Friday.
Yeah. This is the first Friday of the month, and we're just going to keep doing them now on Fridays.
Yes.
So here you go, world. We're going to rant weekly. And if one of us can't make it, then we're going to have guests or just rant ourselves. And, but yeah, that's going to be, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Because actually in 2 weeks from today, I may or may not be able to be here because I'm going to actually be at Unity Village in 2 weeks.
Yeah. A different kind of on the air.
Yeah.
Going to be in an airplane on the air.
Actually, I looked at my schedule. I actually won't be on the airplane, but I may have had to already check out of my hotel room. I may not have internet access. So that would be the...
Yes. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
yes. So knowing that we're going to be doing rants every Friday, you're going to have to load Johnathan and I up on topics you want us to rant about. What do you want a radically new thought about? And we are happy to engage in this delicious conversation with you, because I believe that when we do this together, when we do this work together, it makes life easier. Because just sitting in my room, I did that. I sat in my room for 2 decades just trying to get better. And it wasn't until I stepped out into a community of conscious.
Yeah.
Conscious
Sorry,
community.
I was trying to do something. There we go. Don't mind me.
When we do things in community, like it magnifies, right? Where 2 or more are gathered. Yeah. So that's what is happening for us now. Yeah. Anything else? We're 30 minutes, right?
We're 30 minutes in. Yeah. Can you believe it's already been 28 minutes, 43 seconds? It's already been. I feel like this just went like that.
I know. I love a good rant. I love a good rant.
How do people let us know what questions they have and what they want us to rant about? Well, that's what I was trying to get to. First of all, you can always send I can put that up. You can always send me an email, revjonathan@unitytucson.com. I want to be clear, not unityoftucson.com, just unitytucson.com. Sometimes people put the of in there, and that'll get bounced back to you. That will not reach me.
It'll bounce you right back.
Yeah. Do you have somewhere a lower third where you can show your
lower third, like this one?
If they can contact you through that website, perfect.
Yeah, contact form works. I can do my email for sure. Super easy.
Yeah. I think too, the other thing I want to let you know is I am intending to take these rants every week and podcast them as well. So you can listen to the audio again. I love that. You may love this. When we try to type too fast.
Forgot an N.
Yeah. So I think this is a response to us being on every week. Yay! Anita, thanks for doing this. Of course. Yes. Delighted. So yes, Steph.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Putting it up.
Boom. There
Steph
it is.
at oneloveawakening.com.
That's right. There I am. Yes. And if you're watching, you probably know exactly how to get us.
That's true.
Because
most of you, like a number of you, I see every single week in person. Yeah.
Yeah. And I see so many of you on Wake Up. Say thank you. So grateful for all that good stuff. So grateful.
Mhm.
So yeah, we'll see you again next Friday when we do more of this.
Yeah.
Did we do this one already? Thanks for
doing this. Yes.
You're welcome.
Yay.
Send us your topics and I don't know. Peace out.
Peace out. Bye, everybody.